Correct. I am extremely tired.
Extremely tired. Okay. Okay. That was very good English, and I love the way you express it, Michael. I am extremely tired. That's
Thank,
great.
thank you.
That's great. That's exactly the sort of thing to say when you're giving a talk. To spread the words out gives them extra meaning.
Thank you.
I am extremely tired. Very good. Um, can I ask why, Michael?
Uh, I just had a gym practice.
Gym. Gym
Yeah.
practice. Okay. Was it
Uh,
fun? Was it fun?
well, I have to be strict with myself, so it doesn't seem to be fun.
Right. Okay. Just seemed like hard work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you must be getting very fit. Good for you, Michael. That's great.
Thank
Good
you.
for you. Hello, Paula. Hello, Paula. Can't hear me yet. Hello, Tukling.
Nó cái nhìn.
Can you hear me, Tukling?
Hi,
Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good, good. How has your week been?
What? What did you say?
How has your week been?
Uh, I just stay at home and do some work.
Right. Okay. Okay. What sort of work, Tukling?
Like studying, I like study English or
Right.
Chinese.
English and Chinese. Wow, very
Yes,
difficult. To learn two languages at once must be very hard, Tukling.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you're not too tired.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, Paula.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm great.
Good. Good. Okay. And hello, Xiaowei. Xiaowei.
Hello.
How are you, Xiaowei?
I'm okay.
Okay. Good. Welcome to the lesson. I hope you find it interesting.
Hello,
Uh, Hi, Kim Nan.
hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Have you had a good week?
Yes.
Okay. Can you turn your camera on, please? Great. Now I can see you. Thank you. That's great. I can't see you, Paula. You're hiding. Ah, now I can. Good to see you. That's great. So Zhao Wei is joining us, and I will just wait a couple of minutes for everyone else. Cho Zhang. Hi, Cho Zhang.
Yes, hi, teacher.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Great. Good. Okay, we might as well get started. So welcome to class, everyone. I hope you find today's lesson enjoyable. We're going to be concentrating today on writing task 2. But first, before we start that, are there any questions for me? Okay, let's get started. Very first thing we're going to do is we're going to have another round of the word ladder game. You might remember we played this last week, where you have to turn one word into another word in as few tries as possible. All right, you should be able to see the document now. Just before we start the word ladder game, remember what I mentioned to you last week, how to improve your English and also to improve your score in an exam like Ielts or any English exam for that matter. You must widen your vocabulary and learn how to use it. And the way to do that is to read and listen to English 10 minutes every day. So I hope that some of you were able to do that. Okay, let's look at the word ladder game. Just to remind you how it works, you have two words, the starter word and the destination or end word. So you have to move from the starter word to the destination or end word in as few words as possible. And each time you move, remember, you can only change one letter. You can only change one letter of the word. It still has to have the same number of letters, in this case 3, and it always must make a valid word. That is a word that is a real word, a word that makes sense in English. So I'm going to write the words on the whiteboard for you and give each of you a turn at having a go at the word ladder. Okay, so I'll give you the beginning words. And the destination word. See how long it takes you to get from boy to Ken. So, Michael, you're first.
Toy.
Sorry, did you say toy?
Yeah, I did say toy.
Okay, good. So change the B to a T. Okay, Paula.
Ton.
Can you spell it for me, please?
What?
Can you spell
Oh.
it for me, please?
Ton. I think it's like a ton, you know?
Yeah, a measure of weight. A measure of weight. I was saying to the class this morning that ton is a measure of weight in the imperial system, which is what countries like America still use. They say ton, and they say things like pounds and ounces to measure weight. They say things like miles instead of kilometers. Do you know, Paula, what is the equivalent of ton in the metric system?
It's like 1,000 kilograms.
It is, but there is a word. So just like the same as a ton means 1,000 pounds in the imperial system, what is the word we use for 1,000 kilograms in the metric system?
I don't think I remember it.
You don't think you remember it? You
Yeah.
probably do. It's a very similar word. It's this one.
Oh,
Okay. So, but it's pronounced it's spelt and pronounced slightly differently. Okay. So the imperial one is ton. This one is ton. So in the metric system, 1 ton is 1,000 kilograms. In the imperial system, 1 ton is 1,000 pounds. Does that make sense, Paula?
yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Tuk Ling.
Yes. Tan.
Yeah, what's the next
Tan.
word? What is the next word?
Tan.
How do you spell
Tan. A color.
it? Okay, Tuk Ling, have another look. Have another look. What word are we trying to make?
Ten.
So what should so what should the next word be after ton?
10.
Yes. Okay. And only need to change one more letter to get the target or the destination word. Okay, I'll give you another one. This time, Tuk Ling, you can start, okay, because you had an easy one to finish.
Okay.
So this time we're going, this is the beginning words. Okay, Tuk Ling.
Sad.
Yeah, what is the second, so what should the next word be?
Sad. SAT. Sad.
Sat, like that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Tuk Ling. Kim Nan.
Set.
Yes, very easy. Okay, very easy, this one. All right, here's another one. I'll get you to start this time, Kim Nan. All right, dad to mum. Dad to mum.
Mm.
Okay,
Dad.
what is the next word, Kim Nan?
Mad.
Cho Zhang.
Um, Mom.
You can't have mum because that means changing two letters. You can only change one letter. So choose another word, please, Cho Zhang.
Um,
Think of a three-letter word, okay, where you only change one letter from mad. Can you think of one, Cho Zhang?
I cannot think.
Okay. Zung Ha has joined us. Hello, Zung Ha. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, nice to see you, Zung Ha. You remember how this game works?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me another word, please, after mad?
Ma'am.
Man.
M-A-N.
M-A-N, okay. Michael.
Hmm. Let me see. A man,
So can you spell it for me, please?
M-E-N.
M-E-N, okay. Paula.
Mm,
Mọi người nhanh một chút đi cái. Paula ơi,
She's thinking, aren't you, Paula?
you know what happened?
no.
She's thinking. I can see her. She's thinking. What do you think, Paula?
There's not a word like ma'am. Yeah.
How do you spell it? Otherwise, just come up with another three-letter word, Paula. But you have to keep the M, of course. Now we
Change
have
to
an
the
now
M?
we have an M. Yeah, have to
All
keep
right.
the M.
So can I change two letters or just one letter?
Just one letter.
I don't know. Yeah, like I can think of a word.
You can't think of a word?
Yeah.
You can't think of any word. There are some. Just by changing one letter. Okay, Tuk Ling.
I think it's mean. M-I-N.
It's not a word, Tuk Ling. Min.
Ah.
Min.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a word that I'm familiar with. What do you think min means?
It's minimums, if you know that's one.
True, it is but it's an abbreviation. It's not a complete word, so you can't use it for this. I know what you're thinking of, Tuk Ling, but for this it needs to be a proper word. So min is just an abbreviation. Okay, it would be like having something like putting down EG.
Don't have any word.
You don't have any words. Kim Nan,
I have no idea.
you have no idea. Cho Zhang,
I can't think of any word.
you can't think of any word. Okay, Zung Ha, can you think of a word?
Mem, like MEM.
MEM is not a word. Okay, is not a word.
I thought it's short for like member.
Member, yeah, not really. It's not real. It's not a proper abbreviation. MEM. Okay, and also it is that is an abbreviation which you can't use. Okay, who's next? Michael.
So med,
How can you spell it, Michael?
MED.
Not med. No, that again is an abbreviation. So it's not it's not a proper word. It has to be a proper word by itself. Okay, I'll give you one. All right, this word, met. All right, past tense of meet, met. All right, Paula.
It can't, it still doesn't work for another word.
Still doesn't work for another word. You're still stuck.
Mom.
Any suggestion, Paula?
I don't want to change the letter M,
We don't. Okay, so we just keep going with other three-letter words. All right, we've seemed to have slowed down a bit. I'll give you another one.
Matt.
Yes.
Mm, map.
Okay, fine. We'll keep going until we find one. That's good, Paula. You gave me a word. Tukling.
Mop.
How do you spell that? M.
MOP.
Correct. Well done, Tukling. Okay, and so the next word, Kim Nan, is what? What is the next word? It's mom. Okay, well done. See, it does work in the end if you keep going. All right, good. Try another one. It's good practice for you. This one. Okay, Kim Nan.
Dog.
How do you spell that?
DOG.
Okay. Cho Zhang. There is, yeah, Cho Zhang.
Dot. DOT.
Zung Ha.
TOT.
T-O-T. T-O-T, yes. Do you know what that means, Zung Ha?
I just see it, so I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is. Tot. Tot is, it's a slang word. Tot is a slang word for a very small child. A tot or toddler. Okay, two words meaning a very small child. Okay, maybe aged about 1 or 2. All right, so what's the next word, Michael?
So
Correct. All right, we'll do a couple more of these now that you're getting the idea. Go over here. All right, Michael, try this one.
Dot.
Paula.
Um,
And no, there's no such word as dat
Yeah.
before you try that.
yeah.
No.
Oh, we actually have that if, like when you're texting, you can say that, like that,
But that's not quite the word, not dat. No, that's not a proper word. It's like a made-up word.
hot,
Tukling.
Hat.
2 more steps. How do you spell that?
Hat.
Correct. Okay. And the last one, easy one, is right. Okay. One more and we'll finish. This one. Kim Nan.
Hit.
Cho Zhang.
Bit.
What word are you saying? Sorry, Cho Zhang. How do you spell it?
BIT.
Good. Okay. And the last one, Zung Ha.
Bin.
Bin, correct. Okay. Very good. So the only one that took us a while to get was from dad to mum. There is actually a quicker way of getting to that one. But don't worry. I won't show it to you at the moment, but there is a faster way. All right, everyone. Thank you for playing that. Just a little bit of fun to start the lesson. Okay. So what we're going to do now is look at writing task number 2. Just before we go on to that, I will just remind you, this is something we've actually looked at in the past, and I will just show these to you to remind you of some of the phrases and words that you need to know in a task 2 essay. So the first one is phrases to show 2 sides of an argument. All right. So first of all, you often talk about one side of an argument, and then you talk about the other side of an argument. All right. So I'll get you just to read these very quickly as reading practice. Firstly, Zung Ha, can you read the first line, please?
Some people prefer those who disagree to point out that.
Good. Michael's next line.
We must acknowledge, nevertheless.
Okay. Paula, next line, please.
no one can deny, however.
Tukling.
Many people hold these opinions. Others, however, disagree.
Okay, good. So these are phrases to show 2 sides of an argument. All right. Many of them, you can substitute them for each other. They mean the same thing, but they are ones you need to be familiar with. Okay, the next one, linking words and phrases. Kim Nan, can you read all of them for me, please?
Also, furthermore, in addition, moreover.
Good. All right. So all of these are synonyms for each other. Okay. All of these words mean the same as the other words. Also, furthermore, in addition, moreover. Okay. These are words you lose to link phrases. Also sentences. Cho Zhang, phrases to contrast with what was written before. Can you read all of them, please? Cho Zhang.
Yes. Although, however, nevertheless, On the other hand.
Good. All right. Please write these down if you think you are having a little bit of trouble remembering them, or you need reminding of them, because these are all phrases that are very, very useful. And while you don't need to know every one of these, you need to know some of them. You need to know at least a couple of phrases, I think, from each category. Sung Ha, phrases to introduce examples, please. Can you read them all?
For example, for instance, such as
Good. Okay. So these are all phrases, how you introduce examples. Michael, phrases for results.
As a result, therefore.
Correct. Paula, phrases for conclusions. Hello, Paula.
Lastly, finally, in conclusion, and in short.
Good. Okay. So that's it. So these are all useful phrases you need to know, as I say, to help you write the task 2 essay. And again, like I say, you don't need to know all of them, although you are all now quite experienced with English. So really, you should know all of them and know how to use them. Okay, all of you should be able to, these are not difficult English words, and you should know how to use them, and they should be a part of your vocabulary. Tung has joined the class. How are you, Tung?
Yeah, hello. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. Good. Is your camera working yet?
I don't know yet. I still struggle with it.
Okay, be nice to see you one day, Tung, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right. So let us review how to write the task 2 essay. All right, some of you, hopefully all of you, remember about the different task 2 essay types. Now, you might remember a couple of months ago, I talked about the APS way of classifying different essay types. All right. A was for an argument. P was for a point of view. S is for a situation. Can you remember those, Michael? Remember we talked about those?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, good, good. I know you might not remember exactly, but at least you should remember that the essays can be grouped into different categories, and depending on what category the essay belongs to is how you write your answer to the question. So A, P, and S can be broken down into 5 different categories. The first one is an opinion. Can you read number 1 for me, please, Michael?
Yes.
Hello, Michael. Can you read
Yes.
number 1?
Opinion. Do you agree, disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? Do you think X?
Okay, so this is an argument, an A type of essay, an opinion. It will ask you, do you agree, disagree with this? To what extent do you agree, disagree? Do you think? Okay, these are argument type essays where you have to think of an argument for or against something. All right, the next one, Paula, can you read number 2 for me, please?
Yes. A generation of discussion to discuss both views and give your opinion.
Correct. Okay, that is a P type essay, a point of view essay. So it will give you a sentence. It will give you a sentence saying something, and you have to discuss your opinion or give different point of views about something. All right. Number 3, Tuk Ling.
Causes, problems, and solution. What are the causes of? What problem does it cause? What are some possible solutions?
Okay, and that is usually a situation type of essay. All right, so these are the sort of questions they will ask you. Number 4, advantages and disadvantages. What are they? Okay, we'll ask you maybe the advantages and disadvantages of something, very similar to looking at a point of view type of essay, such as this one, discuss both views. And finally, you've probably seen this, a double question type of essay. They normally ask you 2 direct questions. You know, what do you think of this and what can be done about it, for example? The question will say something like this. So what we're going to focus on for the next couple of lessons is just on the first of these, which are opinion or argument essays. So what we're going to be looking at is, first of all, the strategy and structure of these essays. Okay. Idea generation, how you think of ideas, which is the main thing that students often say they have trouble with. What ideas can I think of to go with this topic? All right, and then we will look in more detail at the structure of an opinion essay. And like all essays you do for Ielts, the first paragraph is always an introduction involving a paraphrase of some sort. Then you have main body paragraphs. Then you have a conclusion. So some of you might remember back to writing task 1, where there is no conclusion. You never have a conclusion in writing task 2, but in writing task 1, in writing task 2, you must have a conclusion. So, like I say, we're going to be looking at each of these in detail, starting with strategy and structure. And we're going to be looking at an example. So, number 1 is strategy. Tongue, can you read out this paragraph for me, please? Tongue.
A strategy is decide on your opinion, agree or disagree. Pick one side only, whichever side you find easiest to write about. Your personal opinion doesn't matter. No extra marks for looking at both sides. This will be a discussion essay. Think of ideas that support that opinion. Need to make your opinion clear throughout the essay.
Okay, good reading. Thank you, Tang. So I'll just go ahead a little bit here to a topic. All right, a topic. Okay, so here is a topic. This is the one we're going to look at. Countries should spend money on trains rather than building new roads. Do you agree or disagree? So this obviously is an opinion or argument essay. Okay, if we look right back up here, you can see an opinion or argument essay has these words in it. Do you agree, disagree? To what extent do you disagree, agree? Do you think X? All right, so you know straight away that this is an opinion essay. Sorry, I'll go back up, because they ask you if you agree or disagree. So going back to our strategy, you have to pick one side only. And it doesn't matter, of course, which side you pick. You pick the side which you find easiest to write about. So, where did I get up to? Cho Zhang.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so looking at this topic, Cho Zhang, countries should spend money on trains rather than building new roads. Just quickly, what side would you find easiest to write about, do you think? Do you agree or disagree?
I think is agree.
You agree with that? Spend money on trains, okay. Zung Ha, what do you think?
I think I will disagree.
You'll disagree, okay. And in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to give me one reason why. Just one reason. Tang, do you agree or disagree with this? What side would you choose?
I think I disagree with it.
Okay, Michael.
I disagree with this.
Okay, Paula.
I disagree.
Okay, Tuk Ling.
I disagree.
Okay, Kim Nan.
I disagree too.
Okay, all right. Cho Zhang, can you please give me one reason why you agree with this? Just one reason. Can you hear me, Cho Zhang?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so give me one reason. You chose agree. Is that correct? So you
Yes.
think countries should spend money on trains instead of new roads. Why? Why? What is one reason?
Um, maybe because it's eco-friendly.
More eco-friendly. Okay, that's good, Cho Zhang. That is a good reason. Okay, it's more eco-friendly. It's more eco-friendly maybe because they don't use petrol. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Trains don't use petrol. Okay, that's one good reason. All right, Zung Ha.
Yes.
Okay, you disagree with this, Zung Ha. What's one reason why you disagree?
Because in some situation, many people don't have enough financial to afford the train ticket. So
Okay,
I
that's
think
one reason. That's fine. That's all I need, Zung Ha. Thank you. That's all I need. Just one reason. Tang.
I disagree because building new road can reduce the traffic jam.
Okay. Michael.
Well, instead of building a road, a train road, we could build a road because it will widen the transportation between cities.
Okay, so you're saying roads, it's easier to make roads between cities can take more traffic, you mean, rather than have just one train.
Yeah, it
Oh,
contains more traffic.
okay, good. Getting some good ideas. Paula.
I also think it resolves the traffic problems and people don't use trains that much.
Okay, so you think building more roads will mean there is less traffic on just one road. If you have more roads, you can spread the traffic out. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Okay. Tuk Ling.
I think it's some small city is not suitable for building a train.
Okay, and Kim Nan.
Because motorbike and car are commonly used in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and not the train. Kim Nan, and not the train. Is that what you're saying? Hello, Kim Nan.
What?
Yeah, so you are saying motorbikes and cars are more common in Vietnam and not the train. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. So we had actually that was really good, everyone. You all gave me different reasons, which is great. So the main thing, of course, is none of these reasons are any worse or better than any other. The important thing, of course, is that you just think of some reasons to support your point of view. In this case, whether you agree or disagree. So there is no right or wrong reason. You don't get any extra mark for having one reason instead of another. The only thing you get the marks for is one, having some reasons, and two, writing about them correctly in correct English, of course. So the reasons, remember, themselves don't matter. It's how you write about them that matters. And of course, you have to think of some reasons in the first place. But as long as you have some reasons, that's the main thing. So that's good. Okay, so as I was saying before, the first thing you do when you are looking at any essay like this, you decide on what side you are going to take in an argument essay. All right, remember your personal, whatever you think personally doesn't matter. You just pick the side that you can think of the most reasons for. And remember, you don't write about both sides. That is a discussion essay. You only write about one side. So you just write about whether you agree or disagree in this sort of essay. You don't give reasons why you agree. You don't give reasons why you might disagree. Just one side. All right. Then, of course, you have to think of ideas that support the opinion, and you make your opinion clear throughout the essay. So next thing we look at is structure. So 4 paragraphs is the usual structure for a task 2 essay. You don't get extra marks for writing more paragraphs. Maybe you could write 5, maybe, depending on the topic and depending on how many ideas you have, but 4 is the usual. So don't think if you can think of 6 or 7 paragraphs, you might get more marks. You won't. Just 4 paragraphs is the usual. And of course, the paragraphs are introduction, main body paragraph 1, main body paragraph 2, and conclusion. And please remember to leave a blank line between the paragraphs. That is the way it is done in English. You need to leave a line to show that a new one paragraph has finished and another paragraph has started. Okay, they will take a mark off if you don't leave a gap, if you don't leave a blank line. Okay, so now we're looking at the introduction. Okay, we'll come back to idea generation a little later on, but right now we're looking at the introduction. As I'm sure you all know by now, sentence 1 is a paraphrase. Just the same as in paragraph 1 of writing task 1 is a paraphrase, sentence 1 of writing task 2 is also a paraphrase. Okay. So I want you now to quickly give me a paraphrase of this first sentence. I'm going to ask each of you. All right, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think about this. I'm not going to get you to write it down. It will take too much time. But just spend 30 seconds thinking of a paraphrase, how you could paraphrase. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? I just want you to be able to give me an idea of how you can paraphrase this first sentence. Countries should spend money on trains rather than building new roads. "30 seconds to think about this. Paula, I'm going to start with you, okay? So Paula, then Tuk Ling, then Kim Nan, Cho Zhang, Zung Ha, Tang, and Michael. Okay, can you give me just a quick idea, Paula?
Am I paraphrasing it?
Yeah, yes, paraphrase. Paraphrase that first sentence.
It is believe that.
Off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nations
Yeah.
should
Can you give me a synonym for spend?
invest in
Yes, good.
or
Nations should invest
invest in
in, yeah, Synonym for trains.
I don't know, I can just think of rails.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you in a moment.
Okay.
You're on the right track, yeah? And keep going.
So nations should invest
Nations should invest in rail rather than
rather than
synonym for building.
constructing.
Good. This is good.
Okay, constructing
Thing new what? Synonym for roads.
roads.
Okay, when you drive from Hanoi to Ha Long, what do you drive on?
Highway.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. See how it's not that hard. Okay. You just have to think of some synonyms. You don't, everyone, need to change every word. Okay. Thank you, Paula. That was good. Always hard to go first. Tuk Ling. What do you think?
Government.
You can
Government.
by the way, sorry, Tuk Ling, you can use words that other people have already used, by the way. I know there's only a limited number of words. I just want to make sure you can use them correctly. So if you use words that someone else is using, that's okay. All right. Sorry, Tuk Ling. Sorry, please continue. Governments. Yep.
Yes. Government should government should invest money on railways rather than building new highways.
Okay. Did you hear the word that Paula used instead of building?
No, I not hear clearly.
Okay. She said constructing. Constructing.
Yes.
Constructing is a good synonym for building. Constructing. Okay, that's good. So the word, Paula, just going back to you for a moment, instead of you were thinking of a word with railways. Railways is the word.
Yeah.
Okay, Paula?
Okay.
Good. Okay, great. Kim Nan. Kim Nan. Remember, it's okay to use words that someone else has used. Okay?
Government.
Another word for spend. Kim Nan. Another word for spend.
Use
Yeah.
money on railway rather than
What is the word we've been using instead of building, Kim Nan? Building begins with C. C. It is constructing. Constructing.
Constructing new
Yeah.
road.
Yeah. Okay. And you need to think of another word for roads. So one of the options is highways. Okay. Highways. Highways is another word for roads. Okay. So constructing. Do you know this word, Kim Nan?
Yes.
Okay, you do now. Okay, so constructing is a synonym for building. Cho Zhang.
The expenditure should be paid for improving train systems instead of building up new highway.
Ah, Chozhang. Now that's very good. You see, so everyone, Chozhang didn't start off with a synonym for countries. Instead, she started off with expenditure. Expenditure. Can you say that again, please, Chozhang?
The expenditures should be paid for improving train systems instead of building up new highways.
Okay, that's not bad, Chozhang. Okay, not bad. At least you change the order of the words around in the sentence, which is fine. So remember, with your paraphrase, you can also do that. Don't have to just substitute one word for another. You can change the sentence around completely if you want. Okay, and that shows, by the way, to the examiner that you are very good with vocabulary. Zung Ha.
It's thought that the railways should be improved rather than put up new.
Good so far. It's thought that railways should be improved rather than
Put up new.
put up. Put up is not quite, you don't put up a road. Okay.
Construct.
Yeah, construct is better.
Construct
Yep.
New lane.
Remember the word we've already used, highways is one substitute. Highways is one. There are others, but instead of saying roads, highways, okay?
Okay.
Is a good synonym. Okay, that's good. Again, you change the sentence around. That's good, Zung Ha. Pang, please.
So nations
Mhm.
should invest on railway
Mhm.
rather than constructing
Yep.
a new highway.
Okay, that's fine. New highways. The only thing that was fine, Tung. The only thing I'd change is the preposition. All right. So you invest in something. Okay. Not on. You always invest in. So you invest in roads, invest in a bank, invest in property. So in is always the preposition that goes with invest. Michael.
Authorities should fork out the cash on railways rather than
Rather than, you can use
uh,
constructing. You can use constructing that everyone else has used. Okay.
well, is it okay to use structures?
No, because you need to do a word that means building. There aren't many words that mean building.
Okay.
So not
guess I can.
structures.
Yeah. How about domicile?
What word, Michael?
Domicile?
Domicile. No, domicile means to live somewhere. Nothing to do with building.
Okay. I guess I just use constructing.
Okay, yep. Constructing is fine.
Rather
Constructing
than
what?
constructing, I don't have a word for this, so I'll just use new highways.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, if that's all you can think of at the time, that's fine. Because remember, as I'm sure you all are aware, you don't have too much time to think about your paraphrase. You just have to do it quite quickly. So you think of maybe the first word that comes into your mind that works. Remember, as I've said so often, and I'll keep saying, keep it simple always. So if just one synonym comes into your mind, use that one, as long as you know it's correct. All right, good. So everyone came up with some sort of paraphrase off the top of their heads. So that's good. That's the sort of thing you need to do. So that is your first sentence. Okay. So going back to the structure, All right. First sentence is paraphrase the question. Sentence 2, state your opinion and give 2 reasons. Paula?
Yeah.
Why do I say give 2 reasons? There is a reason for this. Why do I say give 2 reasons? State your opinion and give 2 reasons. Because it's to do with the structure. It's to do with the structure of the essay.
Because you have to main body paragraph.
Correct. Okay, you're on the right track. Okay, you give 2 reasons because those are the 2 reasons you're going to use for your body paragraphs. Does this make sense to everyone? Okay, so you've done your paraphrase, something like governments should invest more money in railways rather than wasting precious resources on building new motorways. Okay, that's my paraphrase off the top of my head. I disagree with this because, and you need to give 2 reasons because each of those reasons then forms the basis for each of your 2 body paragraphs to come. So I hope the structure is making sense to you now. All right, the whole thing has a very logical flow to it. So sentence 1, once you understand the structure of this, it becomes much easier. And you know, you don't have to reinvent a structure every time. You just use the same one. So you know your first sentence is always going to be a paraphrase of the first sentence of the question. And you know that sentence 2, you're going to give an opinion of some sort, and you're going to give 2 reasons, because each of those reasons is then going to be the foundation of your next 2 paragraphs. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Okay, and this is how each of the body paragraphs work. Very simple. Okay, sentence number 1 is what you call this topic sentence, where you state your first main reason. Tuk Ling.
Yes.
What was your reason? Can you remember?
My reason is train can be used in some small city.
Okay, trains can't be used in some small cities. Okay, you stated your main reason. And then sentence 2 has to be because. Okay?
Yes.
And sentence 3 also has to be a because sentence. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, can you quickly, I will help you with this. So you think trains are not suitable for small cities because, maybe main reason number 1, because there's not enough people, population in the city to support the train.
Yes.
Okay, that is main reason number 1. Also, sentence number 3, what's another reason why? Also, why trains are no good in small cities, remember? Also,
I think it's in a small city it's not it is unnecessary for using complex transport like trains.
okay, good.
Bus,
good. Yeah, good. That's fine. Okay, good. Remember what I was saying. Your reasons are not important as long as you have one. Okay, as long as you can think of some reason, that is fine. Okay, Tuk Ling?
Yes.
Okay, so one reason is because there's not enough people to use the train in a small city. Reason number 2, a train network is too complicated for a small city. Is that right? Too complex.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we have two reasons to support your reason, your first reason. Okay, we have two explanation sentences, and the fourth sentence, everyone, should always be an example to support your main reasons. And remember something I've said to you previously, it doesn't have to be true. Doesn't have to be true. Okay, you can make something up. It's probably better if it is true, because it's then easier for you to write about. But you can make something up. I'll give you an example. For example, in a small town like Hoi An, there aren't enough people or tourists to make having a railway worthwhile. Okay, Tukling, does that sound sensible to you?
Yes.
Okay, now I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, I have no idea. I just made it up. But it sounds okay. All right. It
Yes.
sounds okay. And two, I used correct English. All right. Those are the
Yeah.
most important things. All right. So your example doesn't matter what your example is, as long as one, you have one, and two, it is written correctly. Okay. So do you understand the structure now, Tukling?
Yes, I
Okay.
understand.
As hopefully you can all see, it's very simple once you understand it and once you have practiced it, and we will be practicing it. Okay, so remember, first of all, the main body paragraph, you use one of the reasons, okay, that you've used here. You again state your reason why you disagree with trains or why you agree with trains. You explain why. Maybe the city is too small is main reason number one. Maybe reason number two might be it costs too much for a small city. And you think of an example like I just did with Hoi An. It is too small for a train. I don't know if it is or not, but that is my example. And as long as I express it correctly in English, that is okay. Kim Nan.
Yes.
Does this make sense to you, what I've just said? Hello, Kim Nan. I'm asking you a question. Is what I am saying making sense to you? So please tell me if it is not. So again, Kim Nan, I'll go right back to the beginning of this. Remember, sentence one of your introduction is a paraphrase. Okay, Kim Nan? You understand? Okay,
Yes.
good. Remember, sentence two, you state your opinion, okay, and then you give two reasons. What was your opinion about the trains, Kim Nam? What did you say? Can you remember?
I say motorbike and car are commonly used in Vietnam.
Okay, so motorbikes and cars are much more common in Vietnam, and so we should have more roads for them. Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. Then you have to think of two reasons why. All right. For example, you could say it is much easier for people to use a motorbike because they can keep the motorbike at their house or apartment. They don't need to walk or travel a long way to go to the train station. Much easier to have a motorcycle at your home. That's one reason. Okay, so you have to explain that reason in this paragraph and then give an example to support it. For example, Kim Nan, you might say, my hometown is very small and a long way from the nearest railway. So it would be very hard for the people in my hometown to get to the railway. It is much easier for them to use motorcycles. Does that make sense, Kim Nan?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then everyone, you do the same thing for body paragraph 2. This would be, remember, your second reason why you disagree or agree with railways or roads. Okay, then you need to have 2 explanation sentences and again give an example. Okay, and then conclusion. Conclusion, okay, you repeat your opinion. I agree that government should spend more money on trains because, summarize your 2 main ideas. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Remember, repeating your opinion is fine. I agree, I agree, I agree, but you just try to use different vocabulary than you used in your introduction. Again, to show how good your vocabulary is, because that's what you get marks for. Cho Zhang, does this make sense to you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Zung Ha,
Yes.
okay, does this all make sense to you, Zung Ha?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Tang, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Michael, does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so again, very quickly, I will just review this because it's important you understand this, because once you understand the structure, you can use the same structure for almost any sort of essay like this. All right, then all you have to do is just fill in the words to complete the structure. So sentence 1, Paula, what is sentence 1 always going to be?
Paraphrase.
Good. Sentence 2 of your introduction, Tuk Ling, is going to be?
State your opinion and give 2 reasons.
Good. Okay, then you have reason number 1 becomes main body paragraph 1. And Kim Nan,
Yes.
what does reason number 2 become? What does reason number 2 become? So reason number 1 becomes main body paragraph 1. What does reason number 2 become?
Main reason number 2 become main body graph 2.
Correct. Correct, okay? And then it is followed by a conclusion where you just repeat your opinion, but you use different words. All right? And it is as simple as that. Simple as that. Not that hard. The structure is easy, okay? The harder part, of course, is coming up with the reasons and then writing them in correct English, which we will be practicing, and which, by the way, you will be doing as homework. Because I forgot to mention this at the start of the lesson, next Sunday, we will not have a lesson, okay? Because I will be traveling to Thailand. And then for the next month, I will do the lessons with you from Thailand. So instead of a lesson next Sunday, I will give you some homework to do and to write so I can check it. That's what you're going to be doing instead of the lesson for next Sunday. Okay, so before we get on to that, let's go back to our example of this question. Countries should spend money on trains rather than building new roads. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, as we've discussed, the first sentence is a paraphrase. All right, this is my paraphrase. Cho Zhang, can you read it for me, please? Can you read my paraphrase?
Nations should direct their transport expenditure towards improving the rail network instead of constructing new highways.
Good, thank you. Okay, so you can see I've used exactly the same as what several of you suggested. Okay, instead of building new roads, I say constructing new highways. All right, instead of trains, I've said rail network. I could have said railways, but I've chosen to say rail network instead. Either is fine. All right, and spend money, I could have said invest. Instead, I've changed it slightly, and instead of saying spend money on trains, I've said direct their transport expenditure. Expenditure is a more formal way of saying spend. For example, I could say to you, Zung Ha, how much was your expenditure on food this week? Okay, Zung Ha?
Okay.
Okay, I could say that to you, but I wouldn't say that to you because that's far too formal for conversation. All right? In conversation, Zung Ha, I might say to you, how much have you spent on food this week? But a more formal word, and a word that is very good for this sort of essay, is expenditure. How much is your expenditure on food this week? Means exactly the same as how much did you spend on food this week? So this is where I will introduce you to words like this, which hopefully you can add to your vocabulary, because they are very useful in essays like this. So expenditure, again, I'll just remind you, is a more formal synonym for spending. Expenditure, normally used when you're talking about governments and countries. Vietnam's expenditure on its army was, I'm not sure, 10 billion dong this year. Okay, you normally use it when you're talking about things like governments or countries. So that's a very good formal word, very good formal synonym instead of saying spending. So that is how I've paraphrased. Then the next thing, I give my opinion. Remember, it doesn't matter what I really think. I just chose this because I could think of some reasons to go with this opinion. All right, I agree with this statement. Okay, and my two reasons are trains are faster than cars, all right, and they're more environmentally friendly. Actually, one of you, I remember, gave this to me as a reason. I think you did, Cho Zhang. Okay, no one gave me this reason, but it's another reason. Trains, I think, are faster than cars because, of course, trains don't get stuck in traffic. All right, so they are my two reasons. And as you have told me, there are more reasons than this. It doesn't matter, okay? As long as I have two reasons, that is the main thing. So next, I've done my main body paragraph, all right? So sentence number 1. Pang.
Yes.
Okay, can you read out all of main body paragraph 1, please? All of it.
So sentence 1, topic sentence, main reason 1, trains are faster than cars.
Okay, good.
Sentence.
Sorry to interrupt, Tung. So you can see here, everyone. So I've made this my topic sentence. I've taken this straight from my introduction. Okay, remember, I've got my two reasons here, and I've made my first sentence very easy. Just take it straight from my introduction. Trains are faster than cars. Thank you, Tung. Please continue.
Sentence 2, explain reason 1, no traffic jam and train speed is faster.
Okay.
Sentence 3, explain reason 1, this means reduce journey times. Sentence 4, give an example to support main reason 1. The reunification express train between Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City is faster than going by car.
Okay, thank you, Tung. Okay, so you can see, by the way, I've just written this out as notes. Okay, this is my planning for the essay. Can you remember, Zung Ha?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you remember about how many minutes should you plan this essay for? Okay,
For 5 to 8 minutes.
correct. Very good, Zung Ha. You have good memory. Okay, 5 to 8 minutes. You can spend 5 to 8 minutes just writing down notes for yourself. So these are my notes for the essay. All right. So again, one of the reasons I have come up with is trains are faster than cars. I put it in my introduction, and it's also the first sentence in my first paragraph. Why are trains faster than cars? Okay, no traffic jams and trains can go faster than cars. Okay, another reason that explains why trains are faster than cars. Okay, this means journey times are shorter. Journey times are reduced because there are no traffic jams. All right, now this is my example. Remember, you need to give an example with each paragraph. And my example, now, I made this up, by the way. I don't know if this is true. Does anyone know if this is true? Michael?
Well,
What do you think? Do you have any idea? Is the train between Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City faster than a car?
technically it is, but if you go by the highways, it might be the same speed,
Okay.
same time.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I didn't know that, but it doesn't matter. All right. And also the examiner doesn't know that either.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. I have just made an example. Okay. I've said, to support my opinion, I've said the train between Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City is faster than a car. I don't know if that's true or not, but it doesn't matter. I've given an example. Okay, and I have written it in correct English. That is the main thing. All right. So on to number 2. Zung Ha, can you read me paragraph number 2, please? All of it.
Sentence 1, public sentence. Main reason 2, trains environmentally friendly. Sentence 2, explain reason 2, trains don't release as much carbon. I don't know exactly. I don't know.
Close. Okay, so CO2, actually, usually this is written as a small case 2. It means carbon dioxide. Okay.
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Sentence 3, explain reason 2. This helps reduce global warming. Sentence 4, give an example to support main reason 2. The metro system in Ho Chi Minh City reduced the number of cars on the roads.
Okay, thank you, Zung Ha. Good reading. Okay, so again, I've made the first sentence of body paragraph 2. Okay, I've got that from here. All right, so again, you can see the structure is logical. Okay, I have 2 reasons here, remember. Reason 1 is paragraph 1, reason 2 is paragraph 2. Okay, I just repeat it. And what I've thought of is trains don't release as much carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And because they don't release as much carbon dioxide as cars do, this helps reduce global warming. Again, I don't know if this is true. All right. Okay, but as far as I'm concerned, for the purposes of this essay, it is true. All right. And as long as I have written it in correct English, that is what the examiner is interested in. And again, my reason, I've made this up again, but it sounds true to me. The metro system in Ho Chi Minh City reduces the number of cars on the road. That sounds like it should be true. But again, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. I have an example, and I've written the example in correct English. Okay. Paula.
Yeah.
Can you read my conclusion, please?
Repeat, reiterate
Mhm.
your opinion and summarize your 2 main ideas. In conclusion, I agree that governments should spend more money on trains and less money on building new roads. Trains are quicker and have a reduced environmental impact.
Okay, thank you, Paula. So reiterate again is a synonym for repeat. Okay, slightly more formal, reiterate. So again, this is a word to add to your vocabulary, everyone. Reiterate. Reiterate and repeat mean the same thing. Reiterate and repeat. Although usually you use reiterate when you're talking about things like opinions. I'm trying to think of an example using repeat. If you are trying to do some washing some clothes, okay, you might wash the clothes in soap, rinse the soap out, and repeat. To do with clothes, you wouldn't use the word reiterate as a synonym. Reiterate is more to do with things like words and opinions, not things like clothes. So it's not an exact synonym, but it is a synonym that can be used when you're talking about ideas and words. I hope that makes sense. So reiterate can be a synonym for repeat in certain circumstances. So hopefully, again, you can see that I have followed what I have written in my structure here. In the conclusion, I repeat my opinion. Okay, in conclusion, and you can always start with this, in conclusion. All right, very simple, but it works. Very simple, but it works. And that's all you need. In conclusion, I agree that governments should spend more money on trains and less money on building new roads. So you can see that, again, I have paraphrased the first statement slightly. I haven't just repeated what I said up here about directing transport expenditure. Again, I've thought of some different words to say it in. And again, this shows the examiner that I have what they call a good lexical resource, okay, a good vocabulary. So just by, I've said the same thing now, I've basically done two paraphrases of that first sentence. And again, I've paraphrased my reason. Instead of saying trains are faster, I've said trains are quicker. Just used another word, okay? And have a reduced environmental impact, okay? Instead of saying more environmentally friendly. Again, I just paraphrased that slightly. Does that make sense, Paula, to you, what I've done?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So can you read this for me, please? Kim Nan, this sentence here.
Yeah. This structure makes everything very clear to the examiner. Remember, KIS.
Okay, you might not have heard me say this before, Kim Nan, because you're new to the class. KIS, Tuk Ling, what does KIS mean?
It means keep it simple.
Correct. So Kim Nan, KIS means keep it simple. Keep it simple. And what I mean by that, I'll explain it a little bit. It means even if you only use simple sentences and simple words, if you use them correctly and don't make a mistake, you will still do okay in the exam. Don't try to use more complicated or formal words if you are not sure exactly how to use them. It's always better to keep it simple. Keep it simple. So again, this structure makes everything very clear to the examiner, and it's very logical. So again, you paraphrase the first sentence, you state your opinion, and give two reasons. Reason number one becomes the topic sentence of paragraph number one. Reason number two becomes the topic sentence of paragraph number two. Each paragraph ends with an example. And as I've said, if you can't think of a real example, just make one up. It doesn't matter to the examiner as long as the English is correct and as long as you have an example. And you will see, of course, each paragraph is structured exactly the same way. And I end my essay with a conclusion where I repeat my opinion and summarize my two main ideas, just in slightly different words than I used in the introduction. So I can show the examiner that I have a good vocabulary and can think of more synonyms. So, Zung Ha, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Cho Zhang, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Tang, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Good. Michael, does this make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Paula?
Yes.
Okay. And Tuk Ling?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So again, you can see that this is logical and it is an easy structure to remember. And once you have this structure, it's not so hard to construct or build an essay. So it's almost the end of the lesson for this afternoon. Time for me to leave you with some homework. Before I do that, does anyone have any questions about this? Does anything not make sense to you? Okay, I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to actually attach it to the homework, which I'm about to show you. And I'll show you as soon as I've done this. So just bear with me for a moment, everyone. By the way, just while I'm doing this, Cho Zhang,
Yes, I'm here.
okay, how hot is it today, Cho Zhang?
It's a little bit sketchy.
Sorry, it's a little bit
Sketchy?
What word is that, Cho Zhang? Sketchy?
Yes, it's like the sun can burn our skins, like the feeling like that.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of, can you spell the word for me, please, Cho Zhang?
SKE
S-K-E, yes.
TCH.
S-K-E-T-C-H. Sketchy. Sketchy. It's not a word you would use with the weather, Cho Zhang. Okay. So you're trying to think of a word that describes the sun can burn your skin. Is that right?
Yes.
It's a little bit, I think the word you are trying to say is scorching, scorching, okay, which is S-C-O-R-C-H. To scorch means to burn.
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense, Cho Zhang?
Yes.
So not sketch. Sketch actually means to draw. If you sketch something, you draw. Okay, scorch. Scorch, I think, is the word you want. Okay, which means burn. Burn. Okay, but that's a good word to use, Cho Zhang. Okay, everyone, just quickly, this is your homework. I'll just share it with you now that I've finished editing this. All right. This is the topic for your essay. All right. Tang, can you read it for me, please? Just the topic.
All cars that burn fossil fuels should be banned and electric cars should replace them. Do you agree or disagree?
Good. Thank you, Tang. So what I want you to do, everyone, is just what I have shown you in the example. Okay, I want you to paraphrase the first sentence. I want you to state your opinion and give 2 reasons why you have that opinion. Remember, reason 1, okay, is going to be the topic sentence from paragraph number 1, and you need to give 2 reasons and an example. All right, 2 explanation sentences why you think reason 1. Same thing for body paragraph number 2, and then your conclusion, which starts off with the 2 words. Kim Nan, what 2 words does a conclusion start off with? Can you remember? You always use these 2 words. Sorry, Kim Nan, what was that? Sorry.
In conclusion.
Yes, Kim Nan, perfect. Yes, in conclusion. You can start your inclusion like this. Every conclusion you write, you can start with these words, okay? Very easy. Just remember those 2 words, in conclusion, in conclusion. So I want you to do so I don't want you to write a complete essay, okay? I just want you to write similar notes to what I showed you before. When I talked about my main reason number 1 was trains are faster than cars. Okay, and reason number 2 was trains are more environmentally friendly than cars. Okay, so all you need to do is just write a sentence for each of these. Mrs. Ha.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so shall I do the same thing? Shall I just share them with
Yes.
this in chat? Okay,
Just,
then
copy and
Yeah.
send to the chat.
Okay. Yep.
And I also copy that and send to their group. Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, everyone you should write online on this file. It's okay. Yeah, because it's much easier for the teacher to correct your writing. Do not write any individual files and send him because it's much harder for him to correct. It's okay. And
Correct.
remember to write the name before writing. Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Ha.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Kim Ngân nhớ chưa con? Tức là bây giờ thầy đã gửi vào trong cái nhóm chat này đúng không nào? Thế xong rồi là bác sẽ lại copy xong bác gửi vào trong nhóm Zalo cho chúng mình một lần nữa. Và cái đường link này bác cũng sẽ lại gắn vào trong cái file mà trong đấy bác giao bài tập về nghe và về viết ạ. Xong bác ghi rõ ra là cái bài tập viết này tất cả mọi người nếu cần thiết mà không tìm thấy chỉ cần bấm vào cái link mà bác gắn ở trên cái pin ở trên cái nhóm chat ạ. Xong rồi là mình mở ra rồi mình viết ngay ở trên cái file này nhá. Đừng ai viết lẻ ra từng file một xong rồi thầy sẽ không chữa được bởi vì đưa hết vào cùng một file này các bạn cùng nhau viết vào đây. Xong rồi của ai thì người đó viết thôi, và trước khi viết thì viết tên của mình ra. Còn nếu ai cần thận thì mình cứ break page đấy, tức là cứ làm cho một cái trang riêng của mình, hiểu không nhỉ? Để cho mình viết cái bài của mình nhá, và cố gắng căn giờ để mình viết thế nào cho, bởi vì mình đang luyện thì phải cố gắng căn giờ nào đấy, trong phòng thi mình chỉ được có 40 phút rồi đó. Thì cố gắng tập luyện càng nhanh càng tốt. Kim Ngân với lại Châu Giang này với Thắng, nói chung là nhóm này là có rất nhiều bạn là cần thiết là phải học gấp, học nhiều. Mỗi ngày bác dặn rồi, mỗi ngày ít nhất là phải từ 2 đến 3 tiếng. Còn nếu không thì chúng mình không đừng nói đến chuyện thi cử gì cả, không thi nổi đâu nhá. Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And just one last thing, probably easiest if you just copy this whole structure, okay, and paste it to a different part of the document, then start writing, rather than just and everyone trying to write their main reason 1, okay, in this line. Does that make sense, Mrs. Ha?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I sent them already. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
That is the end of the lesson for today. Thank you
Yes.
for coming. All right. Thank you for concentrating so hard, as you always do. Michael, I hope you can have a rest now and relax after your busy day in the gym and also at the lesson.
Thank you.
Tuk Ling, I hope you get a chance to relax a little bit too. You say you've been working hard all week. I hope you can have some
Okay.
time off this afternoon.
All
Okay.
yes, not all week. She is.
Oh, yes. Okay. I hope you
Yes.
get a chance to rest a little bit, Tuk Ling, as well. And same for the rest of you too. Kim Nan, Paula has disappeared. Cho Zhang.
Yes.
Cho Zhang, have you been away on holiday anywhere this week?
No, I haven't yet.
Not yet. Okay. What about you, Zung Ha? Have you had any holiday away?
No, I just went to my hometown with my grandparents for a few
Okay.
days.
All right. Was that fun? Was that good?
Yeah, it made me feel more like.
Câu la vào cái ông thầy bảo disappear.
Yeah. Okay, that's good, Zung Ha. I'm glad you got out of Hanoi for a few days. Zhao Wei, you've had your hair cut. Okay, look very smart. You look like a soldier.
Thank you. I had
Zhao Wei.
last week.
Like, I think they look like a hooligan.
Yes, yeah, a soldier or a monk. Yeah. Okay. Paula, you've come back. Nice to see you again, Paula. All right. Hope you get a chance to relax a little bit more. So thank you, everyone. So like I say, no lesson next week. I will see you in 2 weeks from Thailand. Okay. So have a good week. I look forward to reading what you are going to write about the essay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Mấy đứa
Goodbye,
nhớ
teacher.
làm
Bye-bye.
bài tập đi nhá,
Bye-bye.
nhớ chưa? Ok, bye bye.